Um, I've changed my YouTube name to I am no longer Cookie Chris. I've changed it to something a little less cool, I suppose. I changed it to Party Horse 89. Um, this was my old gamer tag on Xbox, and I just felt like I should change it. It felt more unique. I guess I want today's topic to be about the concept of love. Um, love isn't like a word I just throw out there. When I say I love someone or I love something, uh, I truly do mean it from the heart. A lot of people say it, but they don't realize what sort of effect it can have on someone when you say you love them, but deep down you don't. And I've never really experienced love before in a way. Um, I have I have lacked love from others. So it's super easy for me to fall under someone's manipulation when they're showing me any sort of attention. Any sort of attention I get, I immediately start falling over because I've never in my younger days have experienced attention from someone at all. And it sucks. It sucks because on my birthday, I love the girl so much and I was planning to invite her to it. And 2 days before my birthday, I was sent with a whole paragraph saying why I'm a terrible person, I'd be a terrible boyfriend, and that she doesn't want to date me because I wanted to be a YouTuber. I never knew why. I never knew why I was like this. I think that I'm simply incapable of love. There's people know that treat their significant other terribly, but yet they're still capable of finding some love. But when it comes to me, I am I am incapable of finding love. I think that this is just the way I am. This is gonna be hard. Talking about it with random people online that might see this, or you know, uh, this could upload and barely get any views. I'll name them Jewel. Me and Jewel were friends during my freshman year of summer. Over time, I started to develop feelings for her, and when I developed feelings for her, I started being more open around her, which is something that I'm not because it kind of takes a while for me to open up to someone. But with Julia, I felt like I could honestly trust her with anything. And so I did. I started telling her personal stuff, and it's hard to talk about this because Jewel was honestly one of the best things that ever happened to me. For for a majority of my life, I was often bullied a lot in schools for being much shorter than everyone else. And I never really had close friends like that. I have friends that I talk to outside of school, but someone that I can really talk to one on one and tell them what I'm going through is something that I just don't have. Back to Jewel, she and I had met through an Instagram mutual, and we'd become friends. And one day, I asked her, "Hey, we've been friends for a while. Would you want to hang out?" And she says, "Yeah." So we hang out, and we go to this restaurant which serves hamburgers, and we eat there, and I start to kind of develop feelings for her after the hangout. I kept them a secret for a while, but eventually I let the cat out of the bag and I told her, and she admitted to having feelings for me too. We started to take us more seriously, and when that happened, I kind of started to feel love for her. She made me feel valued, and she tried really hard, and she she tried really hard for me to finally feel wanted in my life. And honestly, because of that, I was scared. I was scared because all my other experiences of love, I mean, just opening up to people and seeing myself up to be ready, you know, to be an open book and to describe my pains and sorrows. It's just what I've been through in my life. It's hard. And I think a part of that is what really messed me up when it came to Jules. My fear of just being in love and upset that one day I know they'll leave. And but this girl, Jewel, she stayed. She stayed, and I still felt terrified of what could happen because I didn't know how things would ever work out between us. But she made me feel really, really special. And for my experiences, it's hard to think of a time when a girl really made me feel that special and made me really feel that I, hey, you do matter. You do, you matter to me. And the feeling of hearing I love you, and I also really appreciate you and value you, and I care about you, and you mean everything to me. It was hard for someone like me to do that at the time. And me and this girl, we talked. We talked every day. Messages, calls, sometimes playing Roblox and having fun, and it was nice. It was really nice to experience this with Jewel. And it sucks now, looking at what has become, because it was beautiful. It was perfect. What I had with this person was the most beautiful thing I have ever experienced in my entire single life. Most heartfelt. Most. It was just super, super nice. And I had known this girl for a couple months. I had followed her, and we had talked sometimes, and we had before we started to move intimate, and I always thought she was funny. She was super funny. I finally started to grow some balls, and I asked her if she would want to hang out. And just like that, I was in a relationship for one of the happiest times in my life. I spent it with someone. And she was I was her first boyfriend. We were both sort of newcomers to love and what it had to offer and what it could be at the end of the day. I don't know. It's really scary, being someone who has trust issues for most of their life when it came to other people and how they treated me and what they did with my feelings, and combined with someone being somewhat new to love and not exactly how it worked was not a not a good combination at all. And I'll be honest with myself and with the people who see this, but the best part about being her boyfriend and providing and doing the things that she wanted, showing her that, was she was the top of my world. It was hard for me to express that and express it to her and make it known that she was my world and she was my star in the night sky that would guide me when I was lost. It was hard for me to mention that to her. It was hard for me to make it known to her, but she knew it. She knew it deep down. This girl was my everything at the time. This is maybe about um 2 months into dating. You know, Instead of just hanging out with her one on one, the thing that was even more magical was finally starting to express our true love in front of our friends and family. She was beautiful compared to the photos she would send me. And, you know, how can someone be more prettier than a picture? Everyone tries to look good. And, there's something she told me a lot, that she was scared that I wouldn't think she was still beautiful or anything because she thought she might have been a catfish. And seeing her in person, the first time I ever saw her, mind you, this was back in August 2024 when I was 15 years old. And my concept on love was a whole lot different back then. I used to just think that love was something that came and go. But, you know, so for the first time that I saw her, it didn't really matter to me. I was so in love with her and I thought she was beautiful and I had reassured her that she wasn't she wasn't no catfish. She was gorgeous. And she was my love. And the time I got to spend with her in person, the nice little dates we went on were fun. I got to spend that time with her. Um, the right feeling I want to feel for her is nothing but happiness, sorrow, and guilt. Because I know I wasn't the perfect person, and neither was she. And we stopped talking a couple months in. She decided that maybe this wouldn't work out. And ever since then, I kind of been chasing someone like her. I've been out in a couple talking stages, but yeah, I'm still to find someone that's just like her. And I don't think I ever will because she was one of a kind. It was beautiful. It was perfect. I loved it very much. And at the same time, after we hung out a couple times, things got a little rough. And at the end, you know, she I wasn't a perfect boyfriend. Helped me a I bit. Had my fuck ups. I had my mess ups because I was scared. I was scared if I did too much or if I was saying too much, she would leave me. And like everyone else before, it was hard. She would push for it a lot, and like you could trust me, you could tell me more. Like I don't know much about you. Like I'm an open book to you. And what I just said is almost word for word. That came out of a movie that I really did enjoying. And one that I did watch with her too was Spotless, Spotless Eternal. Shoot, I probably shouldn't say the name of the movie, but you know what I'm talking about. I really did enjoy that movie. I ruined it with this girl and what she had offered me and with everything else. I don't know, maybe, but knowing each other for quite long, we got to see each other maybe like two more times. Those were beautiful experiences. It was for a longer amount of time that we got to spend time together, and later down the line, I left her. I left her in a bad way. I was kind of an asshole, and it sucks. It really does suck. Why did I do something so stupid for someone who's trying to who is willing to sacrifice their whole world for me and was truly my ride or die? She loved me. She would have done anything for me, and I take it for granted. I left because I didn't know anymore. I didn't know what to do, and I was scared. I wanted to be better, but I couldn't do it while she was there, and I kept seeing her and how she kept feeling, and I couldn't give her what she wanted because I hated myself. I hate I hated how I was treating her, and I couldn't do it. It hurt a lot seeing her. So I left her in a rude way. I blocked her. I don't know why I did this, but I think that my day will easily be the biggest mistake of my life, losing someone like that. This girl who very, very easily made it known that you were the lover for life and that she was yours. I took it for granted. And I tried to be better, you know, but I just couldn't be. I was too different and I wasn't the perfect person to ever be in a relationship was, and I'm still not. I think that one day if I ever talk to her again, I'll have nothing to say but two words. I'm sorry. This girl was one of a kind. She was like $1 million packed in one. Imagine opening up a blind bag and you see all the cool ones and it's your favorite one that you really want and you open up the blind bag and it's the favorite and it's the one you wanted. But instead of feeling happiness and eternal joy, you start to get tired of it. You start to get bored. You start to get scared that you'll lose it. So you give it away, knowing that someone will take care of it way better than you could have. And that was Jules. I never meant to hurt her in the way I did, but I checked up on her a couple days ago and I'm happy that she's found someone who treats her way better than I ever could have. I'm happy for her. I have nothing but total respect for her and her new significant other. I hope that one day she's able to forgive me. And if she's not, I don't blame her. And I have nothing but respect and love for her because she was the one that took me out of my shell in the first place. I hope that one day Jules can understand that I never meant to hurt her, that I was just in the wrong state of mind at the time. And it's not an excuse to treat people that way because I would never want to be treated that way. And I have been treated that way and it doesn't feel great at all. Jules is smart. She's funny. She's cute. She's courageous. She's everything I would ever want in a girl and basically my dream girl. She played soccer. She was in her school activities. She was basically a therapist to me. But I was never able to open up how I truly felt about myself. And because of that, that ruined everything I had with this special girl. Deep down, I always blame myself for when I think of her. When I smell something and that and for the little 5 seconds when I see something or smell something that reminds me of her, my brain starts to light up because I start to think that she's here. Deep down, she's not. I haven't spoken or seen her since the day I broke up with her. August 17th, 9 days after my birthday. She was there for my 15th birthday. I didn't spend it with my family, but I spent it with her, and there was no other way I could have spent the birthday with someone else besides her. She was the best birthday gift I got that day. The only gift that's now gone. I'm just happy for her. And I know deep down she's in a happier spot now without me. Even if she does hate me, I couldn't blame her. I did immeasurable pain to that girl, and I never want to put anyone through someone like that again. Not only was it a learning experience for me, it was one for her. For her, it was to never trust a guy like me. For me, it was to never treat a girl like that. If you're watching this, Jules, I'm sorry. And deep down in a way, I still do love you. And I hope one day you can find it in your heart to forgive me. Not only as the boy who made a video about you, but as the boy you once loved at a time. There's no other way for me to put this, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry for everything.